Hey guys, Bubba here. Hey, I want to talk about this avian flu a little bit more. The outbreak leading to the rising egg prices, as eggs are now 52% higher than they were a year ago. And honestly, they're actually moving up towards the March 2020 pandemic prices of wholesale eggs. And this comes on the heels of Easter right around the corner. Not this Sunday, but next. Passover, as we're looking forward to. But guys, this is now more than 21 states. And there's now over 17 million birds. It has now hit 25 states. Just shy of 24 million birds have been killed. This got going around February 8th, I believe, and they were killing around 10,000 a day average during February. That number's approaching now 2 million per day. This is all part of the ongoing activity involving the Eurasian H5N1 virus strain, which has been circulating internationally and has hit poultry in 25 states now and led to the loss of 23.7 million birds, the report that just came out today. The Minnesota Board of Animal Health reported 6 more outbreaks today, mostly on turkey farms, raising the state's total to 21. As the nation's top turkey state, Minnesota farmers produce 18% of the nation's turkey supply. So far, these losses are just over 1 million turkeys. I don't know if you remember, but back in 2015, around 50 million birds were killed or had to be culled to stop the spread of the avian flu. This time, of course, now 25 states. One more state was added today, and it's extremely spreadable, I guess. You know, even if one chicken is infected, the entire flock has to be culled. They all have to be killed. Iowa is one of the worst hit states. This state witnessed death of 5 million birds at just one egg-laying facility. Over 13 million have been killed in that state alone. Just to give you an idea, from America's Agriculture Department, the average price of chicken breast hovers at almost $4. Last week, it was only $3.14, and a year ago, it was $2.48. The cost for dark meats are also increasing. Meat items, bulk pack drumsticks, thighs, and leg quarters take up most of the spotlight. But the one we had in 2015, it had a lingering impact on the supply chain. And some poultry prices peaked with several month delay. But I don't think these prices are going to bounce back anytime soon. We've got zoos across North America kicking into action to protect the birds in shelter from the flu. To put this into perspective, they're talking about even closing the penguins exhibits. Some zoos may keep them open since they are inside the glass panels isolated from other animals and birds, which does grant them significant protection, but I've already started seeing cases where they're even going to close that as well. Just to give you an example of what it's been like in Europe as the HPAI and H5N1 continues to rage across, just in March of 2020, there were 890 new infected flocks, 650 in France alone. Close to 11 million birds have been killed there in France this season. 70 million birds have died or have been culled intentionally since September of 2021. And of the almost 3,000 poultry flocks that have been infected since September, well, it's currently in 51 countries and growing. And earlier this morning, a dead fox has been found infected with the bird flu in Japan's northern Hokkaido region, describing it as the country's first case of the avian influenza being detected in a mammal. Meanwhile, biologists vaccinate Washington's endangered pygmy rabbits to protect them from quote-unquote bunny Ebola. The pygmy rabbit is the smallest rabbit species in North America, and the adult rabbit can grow up to 12 inches long and only weigh around a pound. Biologists are trapping and vaccinating this endangered population from rabbit hemorrhagic disease virus, an encroaching fatal virus on this endangered species. The virus, often called a bunny Ebola, is thought to kill 80 to 90% of rabbits just days after the initial infection. The major concern that is growing is that it's not only infecting wild rabbits, including cottontails, but also your personal pets. In an eerie parallel to COVID-19, this rabbit hemorrhagic disease virus first ramped up in the spring of 2020, starting in the Southwest. The virus leaped around the West with sickening speed. The virus has now been found in every western and southwestern state except Washington. Officials have confirmed it in Oregon and Idaho, and this is why they're hoping to vaccinate them to prevent this endangered species from dying off. This has continued now into a lethal viral disease spreading in rabbits at Utah and Colorado Park. What it is Dinosaur Monument Park has all kinds of disease now going on. A highly contagious and lethal viral disease is spreading among rabbits And this has prompted a warning to tourists, as visitors at the Dinosaur National Monument in Utah could see more dead rabbits than usual at the park, the National Park Service said. People shouldn't touch or move the rabbits. Dogs should also be kept on a leash and shouldn't interact with these rabbits. Dead rabbits must be disposed of with special protective equipment. Guys, this is reminding me more and more about the fourth seal, the fourth horseman of the apocalypse found there in Revelation 6:8, which had talked about 1/4 of the earth will be killed by sword, famine, and plague, and by the wild beast of the earth. That phrase right there has always piqued my interest. What will be the beast of the earth? What will be the beasts of the planet that have this disease? What kind of thing is coming up that is going to go around the world? An article came out in 2015 by the American Veterinary Medical Association talking about, is it true that cats can get this avian influenza? The short answer is yes. So from your backyard chickens to your backyard bunnies, now your outdoor cats are at risk. A 2012 article by the CDC suggests that cats are indeed at risk from this disease and or death from the HPAI. Clinical signs in infected cats have not been extensively described, but include fever, listlessness, conjunctivitis, difficulty breathing, and death. These signs are commonly encountered in other respiratory disease syndromes of cat, so laboratory confirmation of highly pathogenic avian influenza virus infection is necessary for a definitive diagnosis, of course. That's what they tell us, at least. So what's the incubation period, you wonder, maybe? Well, in these cats, infected cats, signs were seen as early as 2 days after inoculation. In a single report describing a naturally infected cat, signs were observed 5 days after the cat ate the carcass of an infected pigeon. These infections in domestic cats appear to be associated with outbreaks in domestic or wild birds. That's exactly what we're talking about, guys. Or the ingestion of raw meat infected with this virus, but it's also respiratory. So it kind of blows me away that they're burying the carcasses of these dead chickens and turkeys or putting them in the incinerator, of all things, as this is airborne. Guys, this is crazy. This sounds like the beast of the earth. We'll talk soon.